Hello, and welcome to another episode of Sarcastically Serious.
I'm James.
And I'm Sean. And today we're doing it a little different where we're remote. We both had conflicting schedules. So here we are.
Yeah, buddy. But hopefully we won't have to do this very often.
Yeah, no,
Just because this is something new for us. One, podcasting. Two, doing the remote thing. Trying to record sound effects. I probably not play out on my end, so I won't get the funny side of it, and so on. But we'll figure this shit out.
so hopefully they hear all that shit on my end because I'm playing it.
I don't
Anyways,
hear a damn thing.
all right. So a couple of recent things. One that just happened 2 days ago. Actually, two things just happened 2 days ago. So we'll go ahead and start off with the lighter subject here. And I know we kind of already sent each other a little bit of information, but did you hear anything about the officers in the academy getting ran over?
Yeah, briefly. Not too much about it. I steer clear of most news stuff, TV, talk radio. I used to listen to a lot of, but I caught a glimpse of it from scrolling through my news feed, more or less.
Right. So what happened was you had 25 recruits with the police academy in California, Los Angeles. They were running down a one-way street doing PT like 6:30 in the morning, and a car came down that street. Obviously, it was a one-way street, and he was coming the opposing way, so he was driving the wrong side, and plowed into him. And they said that right before impact, basically, they heard him gun it. But then they got on there and said that they think it was an accident. I don't know, dude confused the gas pedal with the brake pedal, but yeah, it left a couple critical, a couple mediocre injuries, and then about 20 with light injuries. We just plowed into a group of cadets, right? 25 of them, and
Yeah.
and wow, that's crazy. They did a field sobriety. It's a 22-year-old kid. He did a field sobriety test right off the rip, and said he was fine. Passed that. Did a blood alcohol test. That was clean, but they did say it was marijuana in the car. So what do you think about that, dude?
Yeah. So the little bit I do know about it is pretty much what you said. They're doing PT. These are guys, I guess, that are trying out for California Highway Patrol, I believe.
It's
And
it's actually about six different agencies,
okay.
but
So
that's just how they do it.
gotcha. But no, they're doing PT, like you said. From the little bit of reading I did do on the subject, it was a Hispanic man, and the reports said that, like you said, the field sobriety, everything was fine. I didn't see the part about the drugs in the car, but he passed field sobriety and a blood alcohol test, and obviously it wasn't in the system at that time. Um, but he did make comment to either the police officers or the news media, the news agency that was documenting it, said that he felt sleepy. Obviously, it was first thing in the morning. He could have been getting off shift, worked a double, who knows what. It could have been a complete accident or something that was malice towards, law enforcement. Who knows?
Yeah. So, but things like that do happen nowadays on purpose, malice, right? So,
They do.
and in the sad reality that I wanted to touch base on with this, whether the intent or not, that shit like this does happen with intent daily and all around our country. And it's because people look at someone wearing a badge differently than they do wearing a fucking blue hoodie. So gay. We're so fucking gay.
Right. But no, you're right. Dating back to, what was it, 2 years ago, maybe less, the gentleman that ran through a Christmas, was it Christmas or Thanksgiving parade, and just went straight down Main Street, whatever town, I don't remember the town, but he plowed through them, And I forgot the remarks that he made. He was shouting out the window at the time. I think people had it on cell phone footage or camera video. I forgot exactly what he's saying, but it's becoming more frequent with these people just acting idiotic, endangering many people's lives, no
Yeah.
matter which way you look at it. I don't, obviously, it's one thing if you're running down a deer or something.
Right. Where'd you go? He's having technical difficulties. I don't know what the fuck happened. But yeah, so the sad reality is that people aren't putting in consideration is they're humans, they're dudes, they're women, they are, mothers, fathers, kids, grandparents, just like the rest of us. There's absolutely no different between them and us, except for the fact that they swore an oath to the Constitution and they wear a badge and their job is to protect and serve. I say that with quotation marks. I'm a huge law enforcement supporter. This is reversed, but you can see there's a flag behind me. Right. And it's got the thin blue line on it. I'm a huge law enforcement supporter, but all right, so I've got to redo this now. Hold on, let me get you back in here. Might have to
I'm
change.
in.
You're not on the screen, so
Yeah, I know. I've been off for
a minute.
a few minutes.
I just continued to talk while you went MIA.
I got you.
So
I don't know
um
what happened there. Anyways,
but so anyways, I'm a huge law enforcement supporter, but people fail to realize they're people just like the rest of us. There's no different. Um Granted there are bad apples in every profession. Wholeheartedly I believe that. But
100.
um people fail to realize that these are people behind that uniform just like you and me, and they're to do a job. Now when they break their oath to their constitution, when they infringe on our rights, when they take orders from the higher ups to do that and they willfully do it, fuck them. I don't agree with that. They're just shitty people at that point, but they're still people, right?
Yeah, absolutely. But a lot of these general attacks, if you will call them. Obviously, the guy that fell asleep, or whatever the case was with the cadets in California.
Right.
I'm guessing he maybe fell asleep. Best case scenario, if that's the way you want to look at it. But like I mentioned before, the people running through crowds with vehicles is becoming, I won't say frequent, but it's happening more often. Or once again, technology has allowed us to. He
Record it.
disappeared for a second. Yeah, technology. Sorry, my screen blanked out. But yeah, technology has allowed us to record it. So the assumption is it's happening more often, or maybe it's just we're more aware of it as a society as a whole.
Right. And that's the same thing, man, with mass anything nowadays. I think, excuse me, I think it is happening more frequent, no matter the object used, right? Whether you're talking a firearm or a vehicle or knife, mass anything is happening more nowadays. And that just goes along with mental health. Touch base on that real quick. We were going to talk about mental health this time, but since we're doing it remote, we don't want to. We chose not to. So that's going to be hopefully next week, right?
Yeah, hopefully next week we'll be able to touch base on that. Just obviously, Sean mentioned our schedules a little jacked this weekend. I'm going to a soccer tournament. Sean's working this weekend. His shift has changed. And
Yeah.
so we're just going to make the most of it and do it in person so we could get real down to the nitty gritty of everything.
Yeah. And I want to hold your hand whenever we
Yeah,
talk about
absolutely.
mental health.
We'll just sit in each other's laps.
Yeah, I'm down. I'm down.
Sweet.
All right. So from that, I'm just kind of looking at our list of things we were wanting to touch base on. And so next thing that happened 2 days ago is the airstrike, the two missiles that hit Poland killed two people.
Mm-hmm.
How much of that have you looked at?
A little bit. What I found funny, not funny, is when you know The funny, not funny part about it is the way the government wants to act like they're professionals when they try to report on things that they're uncertain of. The press secretary for the Pentagon got questioned the same day or the day after that happened, and he said that we have reports from media in regards to the missile failure or missile launch, the missile strike, however they worded it. And I was thinking, I'm like, they're basing their information off of media reports, media that's overseas, obviously, and you damn well know that they are observing everything that flies in that general region day in day out, and they're a fucking bird flies, and they're monitoring that bird to see which way it's fucking going.
They've got
And
better
that's why,
intel than the media.
yeah, and they're monitoring everything. So they're telling me that they're not uncertain if it did make it to Poland, or where it came from. They kind of
Yeah.
just stepped around the question until they
So,
have. Maybe they're doing it to protect themselves so they don't give out false information. But who knows?
hey, grab me an apple behind you there. I'm hungry.
An apple,
So, there we go.
catch it.
um, so
You want some toast or coffee?
yeah, no, I'm good right now. I've got my
Okay.
my Glock mug here with my purple drink in it.
Gotcha. But no, I found it funny the way that the Pentagon, this guy's ribboned out, very professional. He's an
Right.
officer in whatever
Cocksucker.
department, and he's like, yeah, we're hearing reports from the media, and I'm like, you're telling me you don't know where it came from or where it
You don't
landed, right?
you don't have better
Right.
intel than the fucking social media, like
Yeah.
what people have.
Did you log on to BBC and see what they got?
Whoa, what BBC you talking about, bro? We'll get on that in a minute, or you will,
Yes, sir.
anyways. I'll watch. Hey, that's cool. That's like magic water you just drink out
It
of.
is. I noticed that.
Did you look at that? Hell yeah, it's like
Dude,
that.
I'm like David Blaine on
Hell
the
yeah,
Zoom, bitches. Look at that.
yeah.
Want some
Y'all
orange
motherfuckers
juice?
better start paying for this show.
Yep.
All right, so what I looked up, basically, it is confirmed it did hit on Poland, as
Poland.
James announced, enunciated it.
Enunciated.
But it did hit Poland. It was 2 Russian-made missiles. Now, granted, Ukraine does have a lot of Russian equipment there, right? Because they were once part of Russia. And it did kill 2 Polanders. I don't know how in the fuck Polish people, I guess. I mean, I don't know if they were
The
Polish.
Poles. The
Yeah,
Poles.
it did hit 2 Poles and killed them.
That's
But
terrible, though. Not
it
funny. I'm
is
not laughing at that. It's just I'm laughing at those.
our stupid puns.
Yeah.
I'm definitely not laughing at 2 people losing their life either. But the thing is, we have Ukraine president saying, hey, we want to send some Ukrainians there to investigate it so we can help diagnose where it came from, because we are certain those missiles did not come from us. But they were anti ground to air missiles. So Russia had just done the biggest strike on Ukraine to date. And I believe it was like 25 missiles all at once. They were trying to take out the power grid, power station.
Wow.
Obviously, it's what you do in war. You knock out utilities, you handicap your opponent, right? So that's what they were doing. It worked. They were in a blackout for a few days there. Like 8 million people were without power during that time, right after that strike. But I don't know. It just goes to show, like, what the fuck? We're on the verge, man. We're so close. And I think,
Things as
yeah,
far as World War III or something
yeah,
escalating
yeah,
us to that point.
yeah, because fucking Putin's not gonna. I don't think he's gonna back down. I think he's more talk in one aspect than he is action in another. But then on the flip side of that, I think that motherfucker will nut up real quick and we'll go to war. I mean, I think he's that much of a loose cannon.
I don't think so. Obviously, I don't know the man on a personal basis. I did watch or listen to I forgot the not the docu series, but was it Ron? Damn
Porn.
it,
Ron Jeremy.
no. Either way, I watched probably half of it. I never finished it. This is probably over a year ago, where he went over and interviewed him, had a face sit down interview with him, and it's one of the only thorough interviews he's ever had with them. But I have my own views on everything. I don't think it's right the way they're going at it. I see their point of reference. Putin is trying to reclaim what is ultimately was once
The
Soviet Union.
USSR. Right.
Yeah, when it was Soviet Union, he's trying to reclaim that. But a lot of it is a land grab for simple things like minerals.
You froze again. Your internet sucks. Yeah, I don't know about this whole remote shit. Now I'm gonna have to play with the background again once he joins
You
in. Oh,
there?
there he is. Yep. Welcome back.
Hey,
Anyways, it stopped you at
where did it cut out
minerals.
at?
Minerals.
Oh, I was talking about it being a land grab for
Yep.
natural resources, more or less.
Yeah.
There's a ton of it there, um, and that could be a huge spinoff. And I don't want to get into the politics bullshit again, but there's a huge land grab worldwide right now for minerals because obviously there's a giant push for electric vehicles. Everybody needs to have an electric vehicle in their driveway by next week,
Yeah.
so we could save the planet one battery at a time.
So I think I think the fact that it did hit Poland's ground and Poland officials are saying we think it was Ukraine by accident. And Ukraine's like, absolutely, it's not us. But they are all saying the same thing. It's Russia's fault regardless. It's
Mm-hmm.
Russia's fault regardless. I'm gonna tell
You gotta have a bad guy in the room.
right, but I'm gonna tell you this right now. If I was leader of this country and Mexico is at war with Guatemala, and Guatemala sent missiles over to Mexico and Mexico fucking sent up anti-air and it landed on US soil, I'd fuck Mexico up for that.
Right.
I mean, diplomatically you can't just, oh, I'll fuck everyone, but I'll hold them accountable. Like if you're at war with them, your shit needs to go that direction. It does not need to come this
Right.
direction at all. And if it accidentally came this direction, we're holding somebody accountable. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, I think it's whatever, but it's their fault regardless. All right, if it's their fault, then let's fucking do something about it. And
Right.
I think that's where, even if it was Russia, if it was, I think Poland's going to say, "Oh, we think it was Ukraine," regardless. Or anyone in NATO is going to say that to try and keep from World War III. But Putin, if it's going to be on his soil, he wants it because he has more. He has double the amount of tanks on his ground than NATO does all combined. All combined.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy, man. So if we went on the ground over there, he's got double the amount of tanks as all of NATO combined.
That's readily available.
Yeah, that's readily
Yeah.
available. And
Right.
he has made it that way so no one marches on his land. Period. He's done that on purpose. So nothing will ever get taken away from him again like USSR.
And there's speculation that he's sick, he has cancer, and all this other shit, and he is on a high strung push to leave his mark in history.
Yeah.
And by doing so, he wants to reclaim what was once the motherland's combined property, which is
The
Iran.
motherland of Russia.
I was about to say Iran, Ukraine. Um, but at one point in time, Russia was much larger than just the assumption that Ukraine was part of it.
Like your fucking head in this picture.
Does it look big?
No, not at all. I'm just fucking with you.
But as far as World War III, I don't know. Obviously, this is me being a dumbass
Yes, you
and
are.
being a naive to an extent. I don't. I think everybody's worried about the nukes and things like that. Every major I forgot the terminology for it. Civilization. We are a tier. The USA is we'll just say a tier one civilization we are very advanced. We
We're
have
better than them. Just say it, you racist bigot fuck. We are better than everyone else.
right,
Starting
but
another
no,
war.
I don't. Every country that is capable of holding nukes has them at play, so it's an even playing field. If I think any general person in major power like Putin knows if he launches one, he is going to have the rest of the world after him.
Yeah.
And it's one country per se against the rest of the world. We already know how that will play out. He already knows how it will play out. And it's just I think it's a bullshit game of back and forth of politics, power moves, and it's always based on money. There's
Remember
money
that?
based on everything.
Remember that fucking movie back in the '80s? I think it was like War Games, where the computer was um, wanting to send all the nukes from every country at each other. Remember that? No, you're too fucking young, kid. Shut up, millennials. Sit down.
I'm trying. It sounds familiar.
I think it was War Games. I don't know. It's a pretty good fucking movie though. But it was basically where a computer took a chess game and turned it into actual World War III games.
Oh,
And
wow.
it was a pretty cool movie. It just, technology doing shit on its own, like what's going to happen soon enough. We're going to have Terminator T-100s walking around
I
because of
wouldn't mind
Elon
that.
Musk. Elon Musk is got one in the works already, right?
I don't know. They just need to start making sex robots and call it good.
All right, so oh, need more time.
You got to request more time.
It says your free meeting will end in 10 minutes. So what we'll do is we'll take a break when that happens and then get back on it. Yeah.
Cool.
So sex robots. That's porn. What do you think about you, you got you've got way more experience in the porn industry than I do. I'm still an
I
amateur.
do.
I'm
I
still an
know.
amateur.
I
No.
tried to get you a few casting calls, but you wouldn't show up.
I did show up to one. It hurt. I didn't walk right for a week. So
No. I told him to take it easy on you. So,
no, he didn't. And if he did, he's
yeah.
way too big. Talking to the
What was it
BBC.
like this?
It was not invisible, I can tell you that. No, it was more
Okay.
like
How about
this.
that? Oh, no, I'm sorry, Sean.
Yeah. I tried like that. Holy
Maybe you
shit.
should have wore a different
So
color hoodie.
yeah, exactly. So the people that are not seeing this, I'm holding a flask. No,
Big black flask.
it's a definitely it's 32 ounces big. I was drinking out of it.
What's the girth of that bad boy?
Definitely bigger than me, bro. I mean, it's
Damn.
yeah.
You got some small hands, dude.
No, I do not have small hands at all. Um, I would say all the way around, that's probably 8 to 10 inches.
Oh, that's chump change. For an amateur.
It's almost the size of a regular coaster. How's that?
Um,
It's thick.
but
She thick,
but
boy.
yeah, she thick, yo. Um, but no, porn's interesting. Um, porn's in everybody's lives. I say everybody. A mass consumption.
And it's easily
Obviously,
to access.
yeah, it's extremely easy compared to the beginning days of the internet.
Right.
Very easy, and I got a somewhat short, long story that I'm gonna try to paraphrase to where it's entertaining, but also straight to the point of how
Do you want to use it
porn.
now? It's 7 minutes, bitch.
Yeah, we can do it now.
All right.
So AOL, back in AOL days, we had dial up. There was a bunch of garbage on the internet, including porn. When I first found porn on the internet, being a young, I was in middle school. I was probably sixth grade. No, I'm sorry, I was elementary school when AOL was out. And but porn, I didn't find out till I was in middle school, and I stumbled across it. And it was, very old school porn. It ain't like it is now. You have 50,000 categories like Sean's holding right now, and he's stroking his flask. And So I found porn. I found it very interesting, and like little boys do, you know what little boys do. I don't need to explain. So that's cool and all. Well, my mom quit paying for AOL because it was expensive, and we were technically on a budget. We didn't have a whole lot of money, so I got a hold of her AOL account for her work. Um,
Oh
and
yeah.
me being a stupid ass kid that I am, not knowing anything except how to log on at work, I started viewing porn at her desktop at work. And she worked for the German Air Force on Fort Bliss in El Paso, Texas. So it was technically a government, non-government position. It was a government-owned
Oh yeah.
facility, government-owned access to the internet, and so on. It was all paid for. So that's cool and all. I looked at porn. That's fine. And I introduced my neighbor to it. And he was older than me. He knew what it was, but I gave him access to it, AOL, because at the time, I guess it was somewhat expensive, and a lot of people didn't have personal computers in their home.
1 month later, the whole neighborhood spanking to fucking your mom's
Yeah,
account. Ah,
everybody's beating it off in my house. We just take turns. I started paying selling subscriptions for about 5 minutes, 5 minute subscriptions per
come
day.
here. And then for an extra $5, I'll jerk you off, sir. Come on, come here. I'm making
I'm,
money.
yeah, it's not gay if you don't make eye contact. By the way, I figured that out.
Mm.
So the sum of this story is I am in Georgia visiting my dad during Christmas break. 1 year, this was many years ago. I was 14, 15 years old at this time.
Your mom
My
goes to
mom
the neighbor's
calls.
house, sees him jerking off to her account. Ah,
No, she calls me and she's pretty irate and telling me this. She's cussing me in German because my mom's German. She's from Germany, and she's cussing me. And I'm picking up bits and pieces of what she's saying. She's just very irate. She's yelling at me through the phone, and I'm like, "What's going on?" As I'm talking to her, I'm like, "Oh fuck." She knows that we've been looking at porn, and I'm like, "Fuck me." And to top it off, it's not me that got technically caught. It was my neighbor who was house sitting because they went out of town while I was out of town, and so he was beating his dick in my house, in my parents' house,
on your mom's
and
pillow, and she walked
and
in.
as it being a government access portal, I guess, using her screen name. Uh, I'm not sure exactly the details behind it, but in other words, the IT department, I guess, back in those days, was monitoring it and saw that she had logged on X amount of times, blah blah blah, and was basically keeping track of it. Long story short, my mom got fired, and I didn't understand the concept. I did understand the concept. I didn't know that she got fired until I got back home. All I remember is feeling very embarrassed because my mom caught me, per se, looking at porn. And I felt embarrassed for that. But when I got back home, I found out she got fired. And then I felt like a giant piece of shit because things got a little bit harder around the house besides being disciplined,
Besides your
just
dick
financially.
jerking to porn.
Yeah, financially. Oh, where'd it go? God damn it.
I still see you and hear you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I try to
you're
swipe
good.
that
Keep
way up in
going.
the email. But yeah, so that's my long short story of my first introduction to porn and what happened with that. Long story short, me and my neighbor friend, we kind of went our separate ways.
No
He
more
was aware of
circle
it.
jerks.
I think my stepdad went over and talked to his parents, I believe, and so it was very odd. It was just a weird thing, But yeah, that was my first go around with porn, I guess you could say.
And you've been addicted ever since.
Yeah, you could say that.
I was just being a smartass.
Um,
Uh,
I thought we are being honest today.
oh no, we are, but it
Okay,
is
but no, I'm
something.
not addicted. Do I watch it? Yeah, I think everybody watches it. Honestly, whether they want to admit it or not. Um, I watch straight porn if anybody's curious.
I don't. I watch gay midget black porn. Just that's
No.
what I'm into.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I'm more into the tying up
Just
and things
shut
like
me up
that.
real quick. It's like, oh, okay, cool. So, anyways,
Yeah, so nobody gives a
no,
fuck about you, Sean.
yeah, no doubt. So, all bullshit aside, man, it's really a bad thing though, man.
It
Um,
is.
it
It's gone to
especially
an
with
extreme, I guess you could say, because
yeah,
all of our parents. Well, let me take that back. My
I
first
used
introduction
to,
to porn was VHS.
my first introduction to porn was jerking off to a Sears catalog in the fucking bathroom when my mom was at work. I mean, that was porn for us. We didn't
Right,
have, balls deep TV like you do
right.
now everywhere, and you could just search it up for free. So, God, it's bad
It's
now, man.
insane.
Yeah.
It is.
And
All I know is if I was a teenager in this day and age,
oh man,
I'd
I
never
wouldn't be
leave my
married.
room.
I'd still be in my mom's basement.
I'd never get married. I'd never leave my room.
Be like, bro, you're 40 something years old. You got fuck no. Mom's making me hot pockets right now. I'm watching Spank Vision. Oh,
You see how vascular my forearm is?
yeah, exactly. Be like, I'd just be some big, fat, ugly slob fuck, kind of like I am now. But this arm would be like ripped the fuck out with veins. And be like, yeah, strong as fuck,
I
boy.
got that Hulk grip going.
Oh, damn. All right. So we're gonna do a brief pause and see if we can kick this right back on. If it doesn't, then fuck us, and this sucks.
Yeah.
All right. So let me try this, and we'll do that. All right. Hold
Cool.
on. All right. So we're back.
Yeah.
All right. You took your hood off, so you don't like the Unabomber
I
anymore.
don't want to make a creeper.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
I like to
hey,
sit in the closet,
we're
watch
talking
porn.
we're talking about porn. Send me your sons.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
But no, back on porn. Yeah, so back in
Your sister's
my
calling me.
day,
Speaking of
I'm
porn. Hold on.
oh,
I'm gonna fuck this all up. Hold on.
you're fucking everything up. Put her on speaker.
Talking to your brother. What's up? Doing the podcast remotely. Uh-huh. James wanted you on speaker. Why not? Uh
Yeah. Lubriderm.
your brother said Lubriderm.
Jerkins.
No, I'm good. I love you. Bye. All right.
Plug
Oh,
back in.
yeah,
Anyways,
so that's great.
but no, what I was talking about was yeah, so
You got
we're
busted.
we're close enough to the same age that obviously porn wasn't relevant
All right,
growing
so
up as kids.
since we're sharing stories, let me tell you a story.
Okay.
I got two of them. One of them's kind of
Oh, you got to one up me now.
porn, and the other one's kind of a toy. So,
Okay.
um, obviously, when I was younger, I used to collect a lot of magazines, not just porn. I mean, like mini truck and whatever I was into, right? And so then it turned into porn mag. So I had a good little collection of those, no big deal. And one time I had left magazine in the bathroom, and Cameron, my oldest, went in there, and so he had seen it. And Charlene, I was at work or some shit, and Charlene's like, "You know what your son found?" Blah blah blah. And I was like, "Oh well, I guess I won't leave those out no more." And then same thing, kind of with the magazine or mini trucking magazine, um, but it was their swimsuit edition feature or something in it, and he actually brought that to me. Like I left that out, didn't think that was a big deal, and he brought it up to me. And I mean, this motherfucker's like 3, maybe 4, 4 years old. And he brings me the magazine. He's like, "Hey, Dad, every time I look at this, my goober goes straight." I was like, "Yes, that one's not gay." All right, we're going to Applebee's to celebrate.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, then the same fucker. All right, so I got in trouble for the porn mag, and but the same fucker found one of her toys, like the toothbrush. Yeah, she walked in.
So it's a multi-use tool. It's a toothbrush
Yes,
and
it
a
is. She
okay.
puts toothbrush, toothpaste on it,
Washes it
clean,
off and
cleans her
little
teeth. No,
KY.
you don't wash it off. You use the toothpaste. It creates a very wild sensation down there for
I've
females.
heard from. I got a story behind that, but go ahead.
But so, anyways, no, I'm just kidding. But yeah, so she walked in the bathroom and he had that motherfucker on, beating it on the counter like a fucking hammer. And she's like, "No, yeah, it broke. It broke.
Oh
It
man.
did. Yeah, it quit. It quit its performance. So now it's just an inanimate object that you put batteries in. It did nothing. But
uh, Still
yeah,
usable though, right?
I mean, it was still usable, but it lost its main
You
function.
don't get your full effect.
No, you don't. So my arm had to be the here. Let's use it.
Hey, Michael J. Fox, calm down.
Hmm. So,
But yeah,
anyways,
the sensation you're talking about of the
toothpick.
minty
Yeah.
spearmint, whatever.
Yep.
We were visiting some friends while we were going on a vacation, and they told us a little story about it. That she started feeling, and you know who I'm talking about. I won't mention her name because she probably wouldn't want to hear about this.
She's like, you motherfucker.
Yeah, but no, he would take a shower, come home from work, do his thing, and he thought he's gonna get some later that night. So he, get all cleaned up, all that good stuff, and he'd go down on her. And she says she's like, oh, it feels different, whatever. And then it
And he's
happened a
like,
few
yeah, I'm showing
times.
you what that mouth do, baby.
Yeah,
Ah.
yeah. There's more than A to B to Z, baby. I'm gonna show you what's up. But she started getting that sensation, and they couldn't figure it out. They went on. I forgot how many times they said they went on and on and on, and they kind of tracked it back down to the toothpaste. I'm like, oh, so you're all minty down there. It's like you're fresh. So you just air that shit out.
So fresh and so clean, clean.
Mm-hmm. That's
Uh,
funny. I was like, I would have never thought that would cause something brushing your
in,
teeth.
intensify.
So all you
Yeah.
guys out there thinking about freshening up before going down on your old lady, I said she may not like that.
But there's plenty that will like it.
Yeah, you get some Tabasco sauce. So let's get it up in there and slop it up.
Yeah, I don't know if they're gonna actually like that. Just stick it in and turn the bottle up. Bloop, bloop, bloop. There we go. That's empty. Do you need another bottle in there? Oh shit.
My tank
But
is full.
but yeah, man, porn nowadays is bad. I've had to talk to my sons multiple times about it. And
I can imagine.
you know, every time I talk to them about it, I tell them the same shit. And it's one of those things where I tell them I've done it. I can't lie to them. Like I've watched it, but I've told them, and I've also been addicted to it at a certain point in my life. And it's hard because it's so easy to get aroused, right? And then that's where you get those endorphins and you're getting that sensation and the
Mm-hmm.
whatever. And it's so easy. You just flip this shit open, see this chick, see her playing with it, and you're like, oh yeah. And then fucking rub one out. So I've
Right.
tried to talk to my sons about it, and I'm like, look, man, this shit's addicting. I mean, it can be really bad. So try not to. And I've always brought up the whole religion aspect and told them, I think God wants to see you whacking your Peter down here. No. Okay. So think about it from that aspect. But no, I didn't say it in that sense, but I did tell them, how sinful it is. And, just trying to teach them right from wrong and let them make their best decisions. Like we would take devices away for a short period of time. And it doesn't matter how many blockers you put on the shit. They can still find ways around that shit. What's
Oh
so
yeah.
funny, bitch?
Nothing. I'm just playing it out like, you're taking the phones away or the tablets, the computers, whatever, and they're like, "Fuck, man." And they wake up in the middle of the night,
Fiending.
like, "Damn,
They're fiending.
this some bitch won't go down."
Man, I need a fix, bro. I need a fix. Oh.
Where's Dad's magazines at?
I ain't had those in forever.
Oh, I know.
Forever.
Well,
By the
the first time
time
I come, go ahead.
first time I come across your face, what?
Uh, the
That's what
first
I
time
heard.
I, the first time I came across nudie mags was actually at a middle school girlfriend's house. We're over there hanging out, after school.
She's like, look, my
And
daddy says he wants me to put pose like this for him.
yeah, he said he's gonna make me a star.
Yeah.
Um, but no, he had a bunch of magazines up on the side of the garage, like stacked up. Like when I say stacked, obviously you guys don't have a reference in here. I would say 3 foot high off the ground, from a standard garage length from the door to the back of the wall,
20 feet.
and it was like all Playboys. And I guess he was a collector. People are
Yeah, he
into that stuff.
was.
But he had a collection of them, and I first come across, I'm like, holy shit! And like my girlfriend at the time came out, I'm like, hey, I stumbled across him because I was just walking around her house, just being nosy. That's the way I've always been. Yeah, it's me, you upstairs. I'll bring a magazine.
Yeah.
We'll figure this shit out.
Hell yeah.
And at
It'll
the time,
teach us everything we need to know.
I was still a virgin, but of course, like all boys do, they talk shit. And like, nah, I had sex like third grade. Was my teacher.
Bro, I really did have a lot of sexual stuff young, really young, like too young. I lived next door to two whores. I say that now. I shouldn't say that. One of them's friends with
I
me
thought
on
you and my sister
Facebook.
met. I thought you and my sister met on AOL.
We did.
Oh,
What does that have to do with anything? We weren't as young as you on AOL. We're
I
older,
know.
bitch.
I know, old fucks.
Fuck you. I just keep seeing all this gray.
But no,
it's growing, boy.
the porn thing, like starting out, obviously I gave my story, but it was either VHS, something that get handed around at school, like it's
My
a
dad had
fucking
plenty of those.
show and tell, or if you caught Skinamax, if your parents had satellite TV or something at the time, you stay up till like midnight or whenever, and then they had that soft core porn that came on. And then you had, if you didn't have that, you had the Scribbly channel. If you had
Yeah.
antenna, and it's like, oh shit, you could kind of
I
hear
seen
it.
a tit. I seen a tit.
Ooh, 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 ooh. Pause.
Yeah. Oh, there was no pause, bitch. We didn't have
Well, I
that shit
know,
just played, but you were like,
I
oh, I
know,
seen a titty.
but you're like, fuck it, yo.
Man, I
Finishing move.
finish him. Oh. Yeah, dude. My dad had VHS tapes, and so I'd watch that. He had some weird shit. Uh, one kid brought me a tape one time, same thing, sharing VHS. Dude, I'm not even lying. It was like two couples went out camping. I still remember this because it's sick. There's all kinds of sick shit. I'm into it now, but I wasn't.
Yeah, it's kind of weird at the
No,
time.
but it was two couples out naked, just camping, and they fished, caught us, good sized fish, and then the
Yeah.
dudes fuck it, and then the girls use it as an inanimate object. They fuck it,
Wow.
and then they throw it on the grill, and it was like, what
Did
the
they
fuck?
finish? Did he finish inside the fish?
Both dudes did, and
Oh
both women
wow.
finished on top of it or on it or whatever, and
Mm.
then they cooked it and ate it, and I
Protein.
mean, dude, I'm telling you what, like when I saw that shit, I was mortified as a kid. I was like, what the fuck is this? This
This
is
is what my parents do.
disgusting. And obviously I'm not looking away because it's got me intrigued, and it's like, oh, this is so gross.
Why am
And
I getting hard?
man, dude, I'm telling you. And now, but nowadays, because you and your wife, me and my wife, we go on camping weekend.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
We
just-
swap. It's kind of weird. It's my sister, but hey, it's the same thing, right?
we go camping in Alabama.
Yep.
That way it's legal. It's okay.
Yeah,
We
it's completely
swap.
legal. Yeah,
That's where Madeline came from.
exactly.
Oh God.
3 years ago, almost the date.
Yeah. And my wife's been gutted, so you can't get her
Yeah,
pregnant.
yeah. So it's open season on her.
Yeah. Oh God, dude. Um, that's gross. that's where my 19-year-old came from, because he looks just like this motherfucker over here. I gotta
Mhm.
do this thing back.
See. That's why we need to get better operations, so we can like plug photos, like to give viewers an idea, so they
Yeah.
can get a kick out of it.
Yeah, but you got to thank a lot of people that are not watching, just listening. That's why
Right.
we had to describe my Glock flask here. So anyway, so yeah, so porn's out there. I don't hardly ever look at it anymore. Um, and we used to together, me and my wife, but we really don't.
No, from time to time we will. Uh,
Y'all, you're still,
it's kind of tough to do it in a camp when we're living in a camper while we're building our house
yeah, no doubt.
because it's like
You got to put in
you know
headphones
yeah, we got to put
and
in
then
we got to get Jack that goes all the way to the TV.
quietly start massaging each other.
Yeah, and that's the thing about campers is right now I could hear my kids stomping around outside where the camper's located from our shop. I hear her stomping around. And I was like, the littlest step, me walking real softly, it still shakes the entire camper,
Yeah.
even with our stabilizers out. So we can't, go at it like we want to per se. If not, the kids are going to roll out of the bed, or one of the slides is going to fall off the camper.
Then they come to the door like, "Daddy, what's going on?" They hear mommy scream, "Ah!" And they're like,
And
"Dad, what are you doing to mommy?" Stabbing.
shut
This is
up, go to
stabbing
bed.
wagon. This
Yeah.
is stabbing wagon now.
And but yeah, there's no locks on the doors, so
Your
sex
sister's
life in the
really loud.
camper.
Oh God,
Um,
she's gonna hate me.
no, it's
We don't
everything.
talk
There's no
about that.
locks. The camper moves like hell.
Yeah,
It's not a good situation. It sucks. Like it really does suck.
yeah,
But we make the most of it when we can.
no doubt. Kids, time to go outside. I don't
You
give a
know,
fuck if it's 34 below.
yeah.
Go
Here's you some
now.
hand warmers. Get going. I
Yeah,
need 5 minutes.
yeah. Go visit your grandparents. Fuck off.
Yeah.
Oh man. So yeah, so that's whatever.
In a
But
nutshell, it's crazy.
dude, how much it's evolved and how easily accessible it is. Bad.
The biggest thing I have, the biggest problem I have with porn is most kids coming up, obviously they have full access to it if they have anything that's connected to the internet, is that they watch porn, whatever genre it might be, they will normalize that, and
Yeah.
that's what they will expect out of partners in the future.
Yeah.
And so
Especially if
that's
it's some fucked up kink shit too.
yeah, like piss or shit or
Furry.
any
Pretend
uh
like you're a cat.
animals,
Yeah.
animals, and we can go on and on
Bestiality.
about
That shit's
categories.
sick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just gross. And
Yeah.
not to say I haven't watched it before.
BBC.
I've gotten shown clips of like horses and stuff, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm like, why did you send this to me? And two, why am I watching it?
It's bigger than my whole head.
Yeah, it's gross, but people are into
Yeah.
that shit. People like if
Yeah.
anything you can imagine, someone's into it somewhere.
Yeah. All right.
But that's
So
that's that's my big complaint about it, and that's it for porn.
yeah. Yeah, that's it. So let's get on a more serious subject that's
Yeah.
driving me fucking crazy every day. Every day. The aftermath of COVID. So let me start it off with I think we touched on it already, but if we didn't, New York Supreme Court ruled all mandates for vaccines bullshit and all the firing of first responders bullshit and they need back pay and all that. And that's great. So, and they specifically said because they have proven now that the vaccine does not stop the spread or stop you from getting it. So essentially, we are at the point now where it's another flu. That's it.
Yep.
Right. Maybe a super flu, maybe whatever
Yep.
strand it is. So why in the fuck is everything still shut down? Why in the fuck do things not go back to normal? Like, I know I've made some jokes and whatever about being a fat fuck and wanting to get back into the gym, but the gym's hours is so fucked up now. Like they're 24/7 Monday through Thursday, and then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, where most people would like go to the gym, their hours are like 7 to 7.
Huh.
Guess what I work? 7 to 7.
Right.
So it doesn't matter what shift I'm on, I'm fucked. Night shift or day shift, that
Got to
means
find a new gym.
dude.
Which obviously you're similar to me, is you're kind of limited on what's available because you live somewhat in the country like I do. I used to only have one gym access to. Now I have two, and of course it's not Planet Fitness or any of these other bullshit chains that are dirt cheap that you could go to any
That's
time of day.
that's mine, Planet Fitness.
Okay. But I had one for the longest time. I haven't gone in a while, but when I got back into taking care of myself, the gym stayed open the entire time, which I was super proud of because I kept hearing about um, everything was closing down, especially
Yeah.
gyms. Like it was the last thing they should have closed down. If
Yeah.
people are trying to improve their personal health, and that
Then
will
let
help
them do
fight
it.
COVID, let them fucking do it.
Right.
Obviously, if they wanted to limit the amount of capacity and things like that, that's sure, whatever.
Right.
But the one thing that you told them to that will possibly help them improving their personal health and their uh,
Spit it
damn
out,
it,
bitch.
I can't um, COVID resistance. Can't think of the damn word. Either way, they were shutting this shit down left and right. Many places I heard on the news, further, I think Connecticut, somewhere up that way. They one gentleman, they was a statewide mandate that they had to shut down their gym, and he fought it and he left it open. And they went into his place, arrested him, took him to jail, and he
Yep.
fought it in court, and he ended up winning.
Yeah.
But it was a simple practice. Like you were asking this man to shut down his livelihood
Right.
because you have this idea
Theory.
that it's going to protect, um, you know, the health and well being of the public. I think it was stupid,
Yeah.
completely stupid.
Yeah, but my fact is all that happened then and it was the unknown. I get that. So now we're
Mm-hmm.
years later, a couple years later, we know and it's proven Supreme Court's overturning rulings. I mean, because of the fact of we have a baseline, we have data, we have proof.
Right.
And why the fuck are things still shut down, man?
I think a lot of it has to do with staffing shortages, people not wanting to go back to work, or um, they're not able to pay a reasonable rate because inflation has caused everybody to have issues financially.
Yeah.
And people are, McDonald's I saw at one point in time was paying $12 an hour starting out,
Thirteen
which is
fifty.
nuts.
Thirteen
Yeah. Or
fifty here.
okay, 13.50. And
Uh,
most places,
all of them are
the most
different.
most
They're
common
franchised.
jobs nowadays are like 50, the average is $15 an hour and people are fighting for it.
All
And
right.
I get that. And I'm all for people making money, but there's certain job titles that don't acquire that kind of rate of pay in
Fuck
my
no.
eyes, in my
They
opinion.
they don't deserve it.
If there's no actually skilled trade involved of any kind or of education involved, I could drop fries.
Yeah,
I could
fuck
hit a
yeah.
button.
Hell yeah. Fifteen
I could
dollars
take
an
your
hour.
order.
Sign me up.
$15 an hour.
All I gotta do
Fuck.
is just put all right, with cheese. Gotcha. All
Got
right,
it.
good.
Yep.
I mean, that's crazy though.
You want biggie size? Okay,
Did you
gotcha.
ever work fast food?
No,
I did.
never.
So I worked fast food and for McDonald's, and I also worked fast food for McDonald's the second time. Actually, yeah, that's the only fast food. I worked at a couple restaurants, but I worked at McDonald's when I was 15 and again when I was like 17, 18. And dude, I'm going to tell you, that shit was so easy. And I'm not even
Mm-hmm.
bullshitting. Some people actually struggled with that shit. But
Right,
that's just the difference in people, right? So no
right,
big deal. I'm not trying to throw shade. Y'all are a bunch of fucking retards. But
right.
the thing is it was so easy. And yeah, so you got paid minimum wage to start out. After a little bit of time, made $1 or so more an hour. And that was it. Managers, I think, were making like $10 an hour back then. Um, and they were salary at that, some shit like that. So how in the fuck is that same person supposed to be making $15 an hour? It's
Right.
crazy. And
Um,
I don't know. I don't think the shortage is nowhere near as bad as they say it is. Or if it is, where in the fuck did everyone go?
I don't know for a fact, but my assumption is a lot of people have got accustomed to working from home, which is cool and all, and they're trying to find these stay-at-home jobs, and that's fine and dandy. There's only so many jobs that you can do at home.
Trying to
Some
hold
some
out.
require you to physically be there to do the job,
Right.
or someone like opening a gym every morning, or keeping into running a smoothie shop, whatever. Someone has to physically be there, but there's so many other places that are paying, their rates have gone up so high, and they're probably doing less work, like at a McDonald's per se.
Dude, I was getting my
I don't want.
dick sucked in the back of McDonald's.
Wow.
Oh,
Did you put some Big
no,
Mac sauce on them?
no sauce. No. She was actually trying to get back at her boyfriend. He worked there too.
Uh, was
So
he like in a corner watching or something?
no, we let him know later that
Hey
she sucked me
Donald,
off in the
what am I
break room.
doing? I'm not gonna do this to you anymore.
Yeah, no, his name was Tim.
Oh,
I remember it
that's
all
bad. He
way too
remember his
well.
name.
I remember her
Yeah.
name too. I just didn't want to call it. Doesn't matter, I guess. Her name was Spring.
Oh,
So yeah.
well now it's fall.
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh, look, we've got the Thanksgiving festive
yeah.
look here.
We got the ambiance going.
So yeah, dude, it was man, we were stupid as kids. So one
Yeah.
that yeah, all that was just she wanted to get back at him. So I just pulled my shit out and said, "Here, here, get back at him." And she just, oh man, dude, I used to do some dumb shit.
Mm,
I didn't give a fuck,
no, I've got some
man.
stupid stories, but I'm gonna save them for later.
Oh yeah, we've got a. I've got enough. I've got a ton,
Yeah,
dude.
you probably got me beat for sure, but
I don't
mine
know.
are more on the edge of.
You're gonna get divorced.
No, nothing like that. This is all high school days and shit. I have some stories, but it was borderline since I got held back and
Bestiality.
yeah, I got held back second grade, and obviously I was a little bit older. My birthday's in January, so I was always older than all my other classmates, and so it was always that line when I got in high school that I was at the age of 18 and everybody else was younger, and so it was an age conflict. If you pick up what I'm saying,
Oh
and
yeah.
so it's always been in question. And when the information got loose or the parents found out about certain situations, I had like one or two incidents where
How
I
old's
had
that
to
boy?
I had to explain myself to the parent.
Yeah.
It was very awkward.
Sir, I only went balls deep because she told me she was also 18. If I'd have known she was under that age, I wouldn't have, I swear. Oh man. So yeah, I don't know. It gripes me of we got way off the base of COVID there.
We did,
Yeah,
but
I
hey,
was getting blowjobs in the back of
that's the fun.
McDonald's.
Yeah, that's the fun of the podcast. Is it could go
Oh,
anywhere, and there's no script. We're having fun.
oh
And I
yeah,
think
no
people are gonna
doubt.
get a kick out of this one because we're just talking shit.
Yeah, dude, no doubt. So yeah, so that was when I worked at McDonald's the second time. I was 17, 18. And man, we drank every night. Like our whole crew, like after work, we would go to my apartment complex, which is right across the street, and we'd
Mm-hmm.
just sit out there and just a whole bunch of fucking minors, unless the manager came here or there or one of the managers. And yeah, yeah, they were sucking me too. Dude, I got so many stories like this. Anyways,
Yeah, give a raise to get a raise, son.
oh yeah, dude, it was crazy. But so, anyways, we used to party like every night. I drank a 12 pack every night, man. That's why I guess to the point when I got of age to drink, I didn't really give a fuck about drinking anymore
Yeah, same
because I
here.
already done it like for a year and a half, at least a year. I drank almost a 12 pack
Oh, wow.
every night, dude, at least. And so I was 17 years old. It was 4th of July. I had a buddy who lived in the apartment complex. I just got to tell this because I thought about it. And he was a what the fuck
My
body
screen.
bodybuilder.
Mm-hmm.
So he was a professional bodybuilder for
So
the
he kind of
fact
looks
that
like you now, right?
to get yes, just like me. So, but his name was Mike. I'm not going to divulge his last name because I don't know. It doesn't really fucking matter. But so I'd done a stereo system in his Porsche, right? And done some little work on his car because I was into cars and shit. And so he was like, "Hey, what are you doing the 4th?" Oh, no, come over. All right. So I went over there. This dude bought 3 cases of beer, and we drank all 3 of those cases before we decided to go out. And where we're going, we're going to a strip club. I am fucking wasted. I'm beyond.
And
I'm
how old are you
gone.
at this point?
17, dude.
Okay.
So, anyways, so he's like, go home, put on a better shirt, put on a hat and just pull it down over your head. And I was like, all right. So I did that and came back, blue jeans, t-shirt. And he's like, all right. So he's like, we went to the Cheetah in Atlanta. And when we walked in, he was like, all right, so, oh, I puked in the cab on the way there, but he
God.
didn't know it. And the cab driver didn't know it. Man,
Oh my God.
I was
Ugh.
done, bro. I was done. So I puked in the floorboard in the cab on the way there. He was riding up front. I was riding in the back. So we get there and he's like, all right, dude, just like, flex out and just put your hands in your pockets, keep your hat down, don't say nothing. So we walked up to the fucking front desk and he's like, yeah, we're from the Diamond Club. We're bouncers. I'm like, what the fuck? I didn't say nothing. They let us in, bro. No ID, nothing.
No shit.
We walked right in. We sit down. Then this dude finds his prey, I guess, and starts handing me $100 bills. Go give her that. Go give her that. And we're steadily drinking. And by the time she comes and sits at the table with us in his lap, and she got a friend over there for me, I'm like fucking passed out, like laying on the fucking table. Like, oh man, it was bad, dude. And so anyways, so he had to, oh shit, I did some dumb shit. Here we go. All right. So he had to put me, oh no, I'll end up going to the bathroom, puking all over the toilet, all over the floor. He tipped the dude, the bouncers that were trying to kick me out, knocking on the bathroom stall. He tipped the guy in the bathroom that would give you cologne and whatnot and clean the
Mm-hmm.
bathroom, and then put me in a fucking cab and sent me home. And next day I like got up. I was like, oh my God. I go over there and knock on his door. He answers the door, butt naked, rock fucking hard, shit staring at me. I'm like, whoa, bro. And then I see the stripper. She walks up, she goes, hey, you feeling better? I'm like, yeah, but you're gonna talk to me later, bro. All right, I gotta go.
That's
Oh
why my
man.
ass hurts.
Yeah, no doubt. But crazy fucking story.
That's funny though.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I don't have any like that.
Dude, it was 17 years old, got into a strip club. Before we even went there, we drank like, I don't know, 30 beers each. I was fucking gone, dude.
Yeah, I would have been gone like at 15 at that age.
I was probably, well, then I was drinking a 12 pack every
Right.
day. So 15 wasn't too far off from my norm.
Right.
Oh man,
15's a
it was,
warm up for you.
then now
Yeah.
it's 3 beers and I'm feeling it.
Yeah. Or
Or
one fireball.
shut the fuck up. I knew you were going to say it. I hate you. Oh man.
We're gonna do
So,
a we're gonna do a fireball insisted episode.
no,
We'll make it
no.
really interesting.
All right. So,
But we're getting close our cutoff time because we don't want
yeah,
to stretch this out too far.
it's
You got shit to
already,
do. I got shit to do.
yeah, it's already giving me the countdown. We're at like 8 minutes. So the other couple subjects we were going to talk about, we'll leave those for another
Yeah,
time.
we'll save them.
But next week, for sure, I definitely want us both here.
Yep.
If we can, I think we can.
I'll
I
bring
don't
the
know.
hand lotion.
Oh yeah,
Mm,
I'll bring the beer and the stripper,
got it. And the
and
rock hard dude.
I'll stand there rock hard, and you could stare at my shit. Oh
Yeah.
man, dude, it was it's funny thinking about some of the stuff you've done in the past.
Yeah. It makes you wonder how you got so far in life, for me at least.
I don't know, but Spring, if you're listening, I'm due for another blowjob. She was really good.
I got that Big Mac sauce.
Uh, yeah, you'll get that afterwards. Holy shit,
Yep.
my wife's gonna be like, "What the fuck are you talking about this for?"
Mm,
Like, well, I don't talk about our
me and
bedroom.
her are best friends.
Yeah, we were just besties. She was
Yeah.
practicing on me for a boyfriend. Oh shit. Oh man. So yeah. So we will definitely be together for the next one.
Yep.
This one, like I said, we had conflicting schedules, so remote. And this is an option too, we can always do, right? So
Right. It's fun though.
yeah. Oh yeah. All
A
right.
little
Nice,
different, but it's
nice
fun.
little backdrop here.
Yeah. I'm nice and warm. I actually get a little hot. Can you turn that shit down?
It's on
Like
the
over
other
here?
side of you. Yeah, there you go.
Where,
It's
where's the
over
knob
there.
at?
Right
Sure.
here. Right here. Come here.
Oh,
You
let me
got to
try.
reach. Yeah, there you go. Down a little bit. Down, down. Holy shit.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Awesome sauce coming at you.
yep.
All
Well,
right.
thank you everybody for listening to our another shitty episode.
Yep. So that
And
was episode 3 in the books.
yeah,
And yeah, we'll
but
definitely get
next
to
week
mental health
will be fun.
some point. And
Yep. It's a taboo subject.
it is very much so. And I don't know. So many people still steer clear of it, and so many
Right.
people try and dive into it. And I hear both aspects of it, and I just don't get it, man. I don't get it.
Right.
But it just goes with mental health as a whole nowadays
Yeah.
too. But all right, man. Well, we'll go ahead and end this shit and had another good chat. And yeah.
We'll have some fun.
All right, brother, man. Be good. James is jerking me off on the screen again.
All right, man.
I had to paint that picture for those that aren't watching.
I aren't watching.
Yeah.
But
All right,
anyways,
brother.
yeah.
Be good.
Peace, brother. And I will
Later.
see you next week.
All right, man.